All right, hey guys. I wanted to do a quick little video. By no means is this supposed to be some type of revelation or revelatory type of information that I'm sharing right now, but I wanted to at least take a quick 3 to 4 minutes to let you know why I bought Bitcoin and Ethereum the other day. I actually bought it on Monday, and I want to tell you exactly why. Now, in the end, it turned out to be a great move because of what happened just recently. Today is Wednesday, March 9th, and basically the Biden administration came out today and said that they're going to put some measures in place to regulate crypto and all that stuff and try to keep it safe for the consumer. We all know that that's not really what they're planning on doing. All they really want to figure out is how they're going to tax it. So be it, whatever. But in the end, this has been some information that has been long awaited, and it definitely gave Bitcoin a nice pop today. And let me just show you quickly. If I zoom in to Bitcoin as of today, look at that. You'll see that it had a nice pop. Let me see here. In fact, what? It's up like 8% today. This seems like a really nice jump in price. Now, I've been trading stocks and options for a long time, which is why I felt like I wanted to make this quick video. And I think there's some skills that I've developed over the years that have really helped me in the past. And I wanted to kind of just share them with you. Now, by no means am I an actual short-term trader of Bitcoin or Ethereum for that matter, or crypto. I'm more of a long-term investor for Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I do employ my technical analysis skills when it comes to all the experience that I've garnered over about 15, 20 years of stock trading and option trading. I do use the same technical analysis skills to figure out my timing in regards to when maybe I make purchases. And I'm going to show you something that I think you will hopefully appreciate. So I bought Bitcoin and Ethereum the other day, which was right here, which is March 7th. Okay. So as you can see, March 7th is the date. And look what happened to the price since then. Now, by no means am I a genius. By no means do I get this right every time. But there is a basic principle that I pay attention to that seems to be working really, really well for me. Now, one thing, first things first, there's quite a few things here that we need to worry about. You see this black line here? This is a 200-day moving average. As you can tell, Bitcoin is trading below that right now. That's actually not a good sign. We want it to be above this black line. And if you look closer, here's the black line. See how it kind of bumps up to it and pops back down. Bumps up to it, pops back down. Bumps up to it. I'm thinking it will probably bump up to it again, pop back down. However, once it pops through this black line, this 200-day moving average, that's going to be a really, really good sign for us. If you can tell here, if you look back here, it popped through the black line and then it just kind of didn't look back. It just kept going and going and going. Here it dropped below again. Basically, the 200-day moving average basically is just taking a moving average of the Bitcoin price over the last 200 days. And as you progress, it takes the last 200 days, drops day 201, and then moves on, and keeps going, trailing 200 days. And what this ends up giving us is a really long-term trend in regards to what the price of Bitcoin's doing, or any stock for that matter. Now, here's the other important thing. So not only do I track the 200-day moving average, I also track the 50-day moving average, which is the purple line. And then I also track the 13-day moving average, which is the green line. Here's some of the things that we want to see. We want to see this green line punch through the orange line, and then we want to see it punch through the black line. And then basically that will kind of mean that Bitcoin or any stock for that matter is on another uptrend, which is actually a great sign. And then ideally what you want to see is you want to see it pop through and then come back a little bit, but bounce off this black line, which typically lines that, or typically moving averages that are, they tend to be resistance, like ceilings that you have to kind of punch through. Eventually the stock price punches through and then it kind of settles back and bounces off those moving averages, and they call that support. So these are all like these little technical analysis things that are really cool. I've loved it over the years, and I just wanted to share something with you. Okay, so that's that. But here's on a long-term perspective, here's how I've been buying Bitcoin. First, I look at it on a weekly schedule. Now, as you can see on a weekly schedule, we're well above the 200-day moving average still, which is great. Great sign. But here's what I really pay attention to. I can talk about these other technical indicators at one point in time, but right now I'm just talking about this MACD right here. Okay? And basically MACD, MACD stands for Moving Average Convergence Divergence. Basically what it does is it kind of shows you how these moving averages are relating towards each other. And it's a great way to time the entry and exits of your, when you're looking to buy crypto or stocks or anything like that. Again, this is not financial advice. You guys need to make your own decision. I'm just showing you how I do it. And let me tell you the biggest thing that I really pay attention to when it comes to the weekly schedule. I have noticed over 10 years, you see over here, you can see a green. When the MACD is positive, you see a green histogram above this zero line. When it's negative, you see a red histogram below this neutral zero line, okay? Here's the things that I've noticed over the years to pay attention to. The price is up here. What I really like to look at are these red histograms to try and time the bottom of like the move when Bitcoin or Ethereum is going down and trending lower. And here's what I really pay attention to. I'm gonna try and zoom in. I'm sorry I don't have like really good pointers and all that kind of stuff, but look over here. If you see where my mouse is, you'll see the MACD averages, and then you'll see this number at the end, which right now is a negative 3632.07. Okay? Do me a favor and pay attention to that as I move my mouse. As I move from this histogram to this one, look what happens to that number. So, as it's negative 2579 right now, then it's negative 3292, then it's negative 3632, then it's negative 3513. So it was 3632, now it's 3513. So the number is actually getting less. It's getting closer to zero. So this is where the peak was. 3632, 3513, 3530. Okay, see, that's not good. You see, it was 3513, but then it increased again here. So this can be sometimes a little worrying. Let's see the next one. 3460, 3240. Okay, now you can visually see that this red histogram is getting smaller. Okay, however, sometimes it's really hard to tell. So when you look at it this way, here's what I do. I look at this number, and here's the bottom. Like this is 3530. Oh no, here's 3632, and then it just gets less and less and less. And what that is telling me over the years, from a lot of experience and looking at these charts for a long time, what that is telling me is right around here, the price trend is starting to kind of stabilize, and it's actually starting to kind of slowly move a little bit better. If you can clearly see these red histograms, you can see that the curvature is getting smaller. And look, right around here, when it starts to get smaller, look what happens to the price. It starts to pop. And then when it's green, by then you've already noticed that the price has kind of increased a good bit. So you can wait for it to go green to be certain that you're kind of in a little bit of an uptrend, or you can try to be just a little bit of ahead of time and get it as the red negative divergence is getting a little bit less. And it can sometimes give you a great opportunity to actually time your trades. Now again, I do this a lot for like really short-term trades, but I also employ this method for my long-term trades when I'm basically looking to buy at maybe like a, market bottoms of a price. So this was a perfect example. Here's why I bought the other day. Okay. I looked at this number, and you can see again, if you look over here, you can see that it's 1862, negative 1862, negative 1789, negative 1689, negative 1483, negative 1055. What this is telling me is, yes, the price looks a little choppy still here, but it seems as though the longer term trend is starting to kind of fizzle out here, and then maybe there's going to be a reversal and it's going to start going up again. Okay? So I was looking at it long term that way, and that's why I was like, ooh, okay. It seems as though right around this area, right here, it seems like Bitcoin is, bottomed out a little bit. If I'm going to dollar cost average in, maybe I should put in a little bit of money now rather than here. Because if you look here, you're definitely clearly at the top. You're at the top of the green, green histogram. It's showing that you're in a major uptrend here. Not the best time to buy because there's always some corrections. Now, let's change this to a daily chart, and you'll see similar kind of stuff. Now, as you see on a daily chart, you see a lot more ups and down, ups and down, ups and downs, but you can still use that principle to basically time it. So once I looked at it on a weekly chart, I knew, okay, the trend is slowly changing, so it gave me the confidence that, okay, it looks like on a weekly, longer term basis, the trend is starting to change a little bit. And then now it was just a matter of trying to maybe gauge it on a daily basis. So I kind of missed this bottom. I should have bought right here when Bitcoin hit a low of 34.33.49. Knowing that I know on a weekly basis it's kind of moving up, this would have been a great time to buy. But honestly, I missed it. I don't look at these prices every day. Hell no. I don't have time for that shit. But here's what I did do. I caught it on this one, which is March 7th. If you notice, again, I caught it on the bottom while the trend was going up. So if you look at another way, let me see if I can kind of draw something here. Let's see. There's another thing when it comes to technical analysis. You always want to look for, when you're seeing trend reversals, you're basically looking for higher lows. You see this right here? This is a low. The low was 32,990. And then when it dropped again to a low that looked like, oh shit, the bottom's giving out, it did drop, but guess what? If you look at it, if you look at the prices up here, you'll see that there's a trend that, yes, it did go down again, but look at from this point to this point, it's on its way back up. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes this price can break this trend, and then that tells you, okay, shit, we're going to go down a little bit further. So then you have to wait for another, reversal. Now, if you want to extend this a little bit further, look at what you can see here. See what I mean? You can clearly see the lows where Bitcoin price drops and drops and drops. It is dropping. It is being volatile. It's doing exactly what all stocks and trading kind of does. This is all psychology, basically. People wait and then they buy. People wait. This basically is telling you, hey, people are kind of buying the dips. They're waiting for it to drop, and then they come in and they buy. And then you can look at volume. Look at where it dropped, and then look at this number here. You see this green thing here? That's volume, this top stuff. So that kind of tells you that, oh, look, all of a sudden a whole bunch of people came in. Oh, shit. Now I got this damn thing. All right, so I can't move this. Anyway, so here's why I bought right here on March 7th. So I bought it at right around like 37.3 or something. I don't know, just dollar cost average. It's not like I bought a shitload. I just keep buying a little bit of Bitcoin over time, and just keep buying. And it ended up being a great move. Now, this same principle can be used for Ethereum or any stock. I did the exact same thing on Ethereum. March 7th, I bought it there. Same principle. So you can see there are lows, but as you can see, the lows are higher. So the trend is it's going up. Let's change this to weekly, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Now here it's a little bit easier to see because this red histogram and this negativity was a lot deeper. But look, this is such a nice one to look at. If you look at the number here, right here, if you see it's the negative divergence is negative 247, and that's the bottom right there. And then it goes to 223 negative, negative 210, negative 208, negative 198. Even though the price right here, look up top, the price doesn't seem to be really doing much. It looks like, oh shit, man, the price sucks. But if you watch this MACD, you can really start to tell then when trends are starting to kind of reverse, and you can get in at a nice time. If all else being equal, I expect a nice pop coming up very soon for Ethereum, because it looks like, look, it came down really quite deeply, and now the trend is reversing. I think we're going to see a really, really nice pop on Ethereum as opposed to Bitcoin. I could easily see Bitcoin jumping through these technical barriers like this 13-day moving average, 50-day moving average, and then the 200-day moving average. Now, you see over here how the 50-day moving average slashed through the 200-day moving average? That's never good to see. And that's exactly what happened. And, you can see that the price dropped, and that's why I did it. Now we just want to kind of wait for it to kind of make its way back up. Okay? Anyway, just thought I'd share this with you. I think it ended up being a little bit longer than I anticipated, but I hope you kind of enjoyed it. And this is just one of the ways that I time my entry points and exit points when I'm looking to get in and out of stuff. As of right now, I'm fairly committed to Ethereum and Bitcoin and some of these other cryptos that I plan on letting you know about. But you know, this is how I'm kind of, you know, jumping in and knowing when to jump in. So I hope you enjoy it, and I look forward to sharing with you. Please comment below. Let me know if this is helping you, if you're enjoying this. I'm really enjoying kind of giving you some information, sharing my knowledge that I've learned over the years. I mean, it took a long time for me to figure all this stuff out, and I'm really sharing it with you. So I hope you guys are really enjoying it. Please, but I need you to comment, okay? Let me know that you guys are enjoying it. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you employ any of these methods. Shit, maybe you know something different that I don't. If you know of a different system that also has worked for you, please, please, please share it. Let's share it in the group. We can all make money together. There's plenty of money to be made for all of us. So let's, you know, think abundant mentality. If I make more money, it doesn't mean you get to make less money. You and I can make money together and grow our wealth. So I hope you enjoy it. Please comment below. Let me know what you think about this. I really want to know. Thank you.